In this video, we're going to talk about how to take a level trigger and have it affect another object in the level. Specifically, we're going to turn on and off a light. To do that, we have our trigger. Just a reminder, we open up our blueprint. Our event trigger is testing whether or not it's the player, and if it is, we're getting this print string. So we know that we're getting to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that, and we'll do some more logic here. So I want to turn on and off a light. To do that, first I need a light inside of my level. Type up here, point light. Point light is just a light originating from a single point. You could drag this in here like that. So I'm gonna position my point light here. Let's change the color just for good measure, make it more visible. All right, cool. So we have our light. Now, so I'm just saving my map right there. Our level blueprint has knowledge of everything inside of our level, meaning that if I want to add a level object or reference to a level object in our blueprint because we want to do something to it, like turn it on or off or whatever, we can actually do that inside of our level blueprint. That's why it's used and why it's useful. So what I need to do is I need to get a reference to this light object inside of my level blueprint, because anything in the level can be seen by the level blueprint. So click on your light, make sure you have this selected, very similar to what we did before. If you come over here and you right click right here where it says create a reference to point light 2, if we named it, it would be something different. Click that, and now we have a reference to this object. Now we can do something to this. We can click off, and we see a lot of components that we can actually do. In this case, I just want to turn it on and off, just something really simple, just to show you that how you can affect other objects. So easiest way, turn it on and off. If you drag off, there's something called set visibility, and this might be something that you have to Google or whatever. If you want to do something else, like change the color, you can do that. I'm going to set the visibility here. So both of these will do the same thing. Essentially, it's trying to get a component from this object, so we have to drill down into it. But if you hit set visibility, you're going to see this. All this is doing, it's just going further into the object and into the light component and then calling the function from there. I'm going to select all these, move these up a little bit. And what this is doing is this is setting the visibility to whatever we declare right here. So if we say, if this is the player and this is true, so I'm going to drag off a true, we already proved this. We want to set the visibility of this light, and we want the new visibility of this light to be on, right? We want to turn it on. So I'm going to check that right there. Compile, save. The interesting thing here is this may or may not work. It's not going to matter because it's on by default. So we're not going to ever know if it works. So what I need to do is I actually need to turn the visibility off by default. If you go down to rendering on that point light and set the visibility and disable that, now it's off, but when we enter the volume, because we've set up our logic correctly, I hope, it should actually turn this on. So let's give that a test. Again, make sure that you're compile and save. Save my map, hit play, and you see that we turned our light on. I would try to select other objects and see what else you can do to affect them. But as long as you can prove a thing being affected, like this light turning on and off, this opens up a lot of possibilities for level design and creating some interesting thing that happens as your player moves through the level. Long term, you could think about triggering an animation on another character or triggering a cutscene. It's the same process. It's just a different function and a different type of object.